Today we're going to review a stretch for your TFL, or tensor fasciae latae. The TFL resides in the front part of the upper hip, and oftentimes it can be tight from a day of sitting. And maybe you're going to notice that restriction when you're trying to squat, lunge, get in or out of a chair. So let's go ahead and find a nice way to get a deep relaxation out of that point. Now, first, to figure out which TFL might be a little bit tighter, get yourself into one of these hip 90-90 positions. One leg in front, one leg behind. We're going to try to sit upright as best as possible. And for this, we're going to figure out if maybe, for me right here, this left side, if you feel any tension, achiness, pinching on that side. Just for comparison's sake, because off the bat, we want to create symmetry first. After we're symmetric, we want to improve that motion to be as optimal as possible. So take note of how close your sit bone, your bum cheek is to the ground on this side, as well as what you're feeling and your ability to be upright with your chest and torso. And then compare that to the other side. So for me, the right side is tighter. I'm having a harder time getting my sit bone all the way down to the ground, and my torso feels like it's tilted this way. So we're going to show you 3 different implements for how we can best release this. We're going to start off with a kettlebell. Now, you're going to find a weight that's just ample amount of pressure, nothing sharp or stabbing, and nothing that's really hard for you to hold on to, as either of these things can create actually more issue than good. So we're going to grab this kettlebell. For me here right now, I'm utilizing a 20-pound kettlebell. We're going to flip it upside down. Now, again, we're going to work on my right TFL. This is the one I feel tightness on. So I'm going to put the handle right in the crease, right where about your pocket is on your pants or your shorts. And you're going to start to go back and forth through there. So I am right around the hip joint, on the softer, meatier part of that. We're not on the bone itself, just right below the hip itself. You're going to move around, find a spot of tenderness. Now, just to make sure, we're going to get ourselves in a tripod position, taking that pressure off, roll through a bit more. Okay, so for me, that tension point is right here. Now what I'm going to do, get back up to an upright position, other hand goes on top of it. If I want it or need it, I can put more pressure down. Now, how much pressure do you want? Well, ideally, you're about a 6 or 7, no higher than a 7 out of 10. If you're above a 7 out of 10 with this, you're only going to cause damage, aggravation, flaring up, more tension, more pain, prolonging your healing. So if that's the case, you do not need to add any more pressure. In fact, you might want to find a spot that's a little bit less tender off the bat. But either way, we're going to start here. I'm going to work into this, slowly moving it around or holding it static based on how you feel. Breathing deeply into it. Trying to get my right sit bone closer down to the ground. Now, we want this muscle to actually release. Now, for that to happen, most studies have shown that's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes, because we want that pain to decrease by half. So if we start at a 6, stay on this until the pain goes down to about a 3 or lower. That's going to actually mean the muscle is physiologically releasing and relaxing, allowing it to elongate and not feel so tight or tender. So if you don't have 5 minutes, don't get into one of these stretches quite yet. Now, what if you don't have a kettlebell? No problem. Let's use a different implement. We could use a theracane, shepherd's hook. Same thing. Find that spot, dig right into it, stay upright, nice good position, pushing down into that area. No theracane, no worries. We can even just use a lacrosse ball. Same thing. Start finding that tight spot. Okay. Apply extra pressure, pushing down into that. The thing that's nice with a weighted kettlebell is just that, it's weighted, so it does more of the work for you. But if you're really tender, you might actually want to back off to use a lacrosse ball, even use your thumb. You can even drop directly in through your elbow in that position as well. But do be aware of your body. The most ergonomic situation here is going to be an upside down kettlebell. Now, once that has released down to that half, I'm going to get back into my tripod position, take some pressure off, find another spot, get back into working on that. Once I'm done, unload, get this kettlebell off, slowly get out of this position, and then go to the other side and do it all one more time. Have fun.